right now, as we're recording this episode, there is a major strike going on in Hollywood.
Hmm.
Writers are striking, or actors are striking. Um, but like, do you have any thoughts on the current strike that you want to share with us?
Well, I absolutely honor those who are striking. I agree that there's got to be fairness to all parties, and things do tend to get very, very skewed toward those who own the distribution outlets or the studios versus those who are supplying the product and making those things happen or creating those worlds for them. So I can understand where the writers and the actors are coming from, and I do think that they are well within their rights to ask for what they're asking for and to be concerned about what they're concerned about, like with the artificial intelligence piece of things. And I think that there just needs to be a more level playing field, with if a writer creates an entire story in a world, then it's not unfair to ask for royalties on that. Something that's normally taken for granted and given, that has been very interrupted with the newer way of doing business, and it's not unfair to say you wouldn't have that story without me. I every time you air it and you make money from it, well, I created it. So, or the actors coming in with their demands on, and it's like, look, it's just all in the name of fairness. The executive is sitting out on a yacht making tons of money, and the writers and the actors are like, we're not asking for millions. We just want to be treated fairly. We want things to be more equitable, given the work that we do and how we build these worlds. It's how you guys make your money, right? By showing the worlds that we build. So there needs to be equity there, and I think that's what the strike is all about. Which, for me, fairness. It's all about fairness, and that drives my ship. So I completely support the strike, and I hope it can resolve soon and in a fair way. So that's my thought on that. And yeah, it hurts everybody, and no one wants that. No one, the actors and the writers don't like that either, because it's not just them, it's the industry that is kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. But if people don't stand up at some point, then nothing will change and we'll all suffer. So I think it's very important to step up, have a voice, stand up for what you believe in, and affect change.
I love that. Yeah, I absolutely 100% agree with everything you just said. I would like to touch, like, during the strike, there has been so many stories that have like poured out from professional writers who are sharing their experiences. What's it like to be a writer today? And you can hardly pay your bills and stuff. And often writers are like, professional writers are asked to do a lot of free work. Now you've been in the industry for a fair amount of years now, and like, first of all, have you experienced this yourself, like someone who's really trying to, like, we don't really want to pay you now, can you just rewrite this a little bit more, keep going it? And like, have you experienced that yourself? And have you seen a change in the industry over the years, that maybe that's something that is happening more and more, like producers taking
Mhm.
advantage of writers?
What I've really seen is I when I was first writing, it was not uncommon that if a studio liked your script, they would go ahead and pay to option it. Now, they might bring in another writer, they might pay you to do a revision, but it was not uncommon. Now it seems like everybody wants you to do all those revisions, all those polishes, everything for free, and get it to a point where then they can say, okay, now I'll option it. So I have seen that change, and it does seem like there's a lot more impetus, even on the writers, that a lot of the execs, would be very delighted if you also packaged it for them. you know, so here's my script, but I also have an actor for you, or a director, or and that wasn't always the case before. It seems like there's a lot more weight put on, especially a writer who's not known, and you're really trying to get your project off the ground, that you almost have to be part producer as well, and then they will more likely notice than if you don't, if you just have a script.
Hmm.
So I've really noticed that more recently.